Yeah. We call this Bloody Sea, baby.
Welcome back, everybody.
How's it going? How's it going?
Woo, 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 woo. We are Elevated Mindcast. I am AJ.
My name is Nick. How's it going, everyone?
What's up, peoples?
My toxicas and toxicos, how's it going, baby?
Tokes, skunks.
My sconcas, my operadas, and the not so good operadas on what the bigger nalga than the other.
Tios and tias, baby.
Hey, exactly. Tios and tias. My cholas and cholos. What's up, homies?
What's up, raza?
What's up, all the raza? What's
Yes,
up
sir.
for my, here we go again, to my 30, 40, 50-year-old people that have kids and still live with their parents.
Woo.
How's it going, everyone? My
What's up?
gordas and gordos, how's it going?
Yep.
My nalgonas and nalgones, how's it going?
Going.
And my unfortunate desnalgadas and desnalgones. I'm sorry, guys. My tortas, how's it going?
Ooh, yeah. Look at the thoughts.
So we got
What about the gym rats?
my gym rats, how's it going? And for the people that thought they were going to be gym rats this year, but gave up for whatever reason, and now are eating chips and listening to us, how's it going?
How's it going? Welcome.
Topic of the day, AJ.
Welcome. So we're in episode 9. First of all, I want to say shout out to everybody. Much love to everybody who's been watching us. That's why we're very excited, guys. We're very happy that we get to keep doing this. So thank you. Means a lot. We're also excited that we're now on Spotify, iHeartRadio, I think Apple Music.
Yeah.
All the basically main platforms with the podcast on there. So gives the guys more options to listen to us as we continue this on. But this is episode 9. And on today's episode, we decide to talk about parenting. So the majority of us in this world either have kids, want kids,
Or
wonder what it's like to raise kids,
exactly. Or have a spouse that have their own kids and
or regret having kids, or wish we never had kids.
oh yeah, you don't want
So we all can relate one way or another. So let's dive into it, man. This is going to be about parenting from our generation to today's generation.
what a difference.
Yep.
What a difference.
All right, parenting, man. So I know that Nick and I are current parents. I have daughters, no sons.
I have 2 sons, no daughters. Thank God.
So we can both balance the parenting part out on each other's ways of raising our kids, because it's different raising daughters than it is raising sons. I always
Right.
tell people if I had a son, I wouldn't know how to raise a son. I'm sure Nick would probably be the same way if he had a daughter. I mean, the only closest thing I think you can relate is maybe watching your sisters how they grow up, but it's basically the same thing. With me, I got 3 girls, and they all are all different. I would say I think for majority of everybody's kids are different, no matter whether it was your firstborn, second, third, fourth, whatever. You know that they all fall on the line of something. You got the one that's really good, and then you got the one that's giving you problems. You got the one that's in between, haven't decided what they want to do, whatever. It's just, we all got that kid where we're just kind of either scratching our head or, you know, we're very proud of one way or another. But overall, I mean, we love our kids, honest. In all seriousness, no, we do love our kids. We do anything for them. So for me, man, let's talk about parenting. So let's kind of break it down. Let's talk about disciplinary styles. What would you say compared to how it was growing up disciplining us to how you discipline your kids now?
I try to discipline them the way I was disciplining them.
Okay.
But I find it difficult because they talk back.
So do you whack them with the chancla or?
You know what? It's just now. I mean, I asked my son, because you know that's talking back. He goes, "How is it talking back if I'm asking a question?"
Ooh.
So they're smarter.
Yeah, that's for sure.
They're smarter. So both of my kids are smart.
Reverse psychology.
Yeah. So I don't know what they got that from, because I grew up average, you know. So I don't know about my spouse, but I grew up average.
Because our parents didn't give us no room to freaking expand. Really.
So that's what I noticed, because every time I would try to discipline them, they would always talk. But now that I notice that they're not talking about it, they're just asking a question.
yeah.
And I'm like, I can't even, dude, if I ever said anything back,
Yep. Or ooh, chancla.
one or the other.
Yep. It's true.
I go, man. But my kids now, and like I said, there's times where I want to get the belt, but I'm like, what is that going to prove? You know, like,
Yeah.
So I just talk to them. Oh, there's times that they got me so pissed. Like the bigger my oldest is picking on the smallest, and the smallest picking on the oldest, and the oldest, has the advantage because it's bigger.
Which usually happens with most siblings, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, what's going on? Yeah, it's different, man.
Yeah.
Now they get to talk back. I remember me growing up. If I ever talked back, I would get slapped. I know that for a fact, bro.
I know. I think I got slapped so hard growing up as a kid with my mom. She freaking made my nose bleed one time. But that's, again, there was no Child Protective Services back then, so they got away with a lot. I think parents could get away with murder back then and still be fine with it. But yeah, now, man, we can't even freaking lay our hands on any of our kids before they call the 1-800 number right away on us.
I remember this one time, dude. I disciplined my 2 kids because they got bad grades.
Mm-hmm.
So I told them, I took them off from every electronic in the house.
So that was discipline right there for them.
Discipline.
Which is probably how it is nowadays. You just take away their phone.
Yeah. So I remember going to my mom's house and my dad's house, and, they had laptops and video games. And my dad's like, oh, here, play. I go, no, Dad. I go, they're grounded. He goes, oh. He goes, you and you're grounded. I go, they're not. This is my house, and then they're not grounded. And if you don't like it, you can leave. I go, whoa. So last time I tried to take the kids with me. I go, you know what? I'm not going to deal with this. I'm just going to take my kids. And he goes, no. Get away. So he freaking grabbed a hanger, like trying to I go, what the heck is going on?
Trying to hit you?
I go, these are the bad kids, not me. I'm trying to raise them right.
Dude.
So I ended up leaving. I got on the truck. I started laughing. I go, what the heck just happened? I go, what the So as I was leaving, I see my youngest son just at the window, just looking at me. I go, motherfucker, wait when we get home, dude.
Probably give you a hand middle finger.
Bing. But it's different, man.
Yeah,
different times, and it's not their fault, It's just the way society is now.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy. I find it funny, but at the same time, it's like, wait a minute, I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to discipline them. I'm trying to do all this, but I thought my parents would have my back at least on that, but they don't.
Yeah.
I go, wow.
I think what's hard too is with parenting is especially because we know what it was like to be, and like for me, like growing up in a strict upbringing, we want to give our kids the freedom to do things without being so hard on them, because like for me, like I was telling you in one of the last episodes, is being overprotective of your kid just makes you want to do bad things, because you're constantly now thinking like, how can I sneak out of this and sneak out, and blah, 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 blah. So we try to give them freedom to do things, as long as they're communicative. This is what I tell my daughters, like, as long as you just talk to me about it, bring it up, ask us, please don't be secretive.
Yeah, that's
we can talk about it, like, because I tell them, I was like, dude, there's nothing that you don't know that we haven't already been through, me and your mom. So we try to discuss it. Communication, I think, is a lot better. Because I never had that growing up, man. That was one thing. I don't remember anything like dad ever explaining anything to me. His whole thing was like, just keep it in your pants or, I'm going to hit you. My mom was like, talk back again, see what happens. That's how, that was a conversation. It wasn't like explaining why.
Yeah.
Why we don't do this, why we don't do that, what it leads to, blah, blah, blah. It was just like you got hit and that's all we knew. So we have the options to talk to our children. And that's what I try to do with all of my girls, is just talk them through it. And explain to them as best as I can, even though they're probably going to make the same mistakes. But at least you're giving them a chance to think about it now. Because now it's more decision making. But I will say that as I've seen them grow up, they're a lot smarter than compared to when we were their age. I think we were dumber and didn't really think too much about our decisions. I think they now can see like social media and everybody.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think it's because we're dumb. It's just that the way they have access to the world now on their phones, I think that's one thing that making them smart, dude.
That's what I'm saying. It helps because they see other people's lives, what not to do, what happens when you do make a decision, and then there's a lot of drama. So then there's like, I don't want to get into that, or girls getting pregnant at such a young age, or whatever. For boys, same thing. And right away they're like, oh hell no, I'm not gonna go through that. So, which is kind of good. So at least it kind of saves time explaining that. So when I do talk to them about stuff like that, they're like, yeah, we know. Yeah, I'm not gonna go through that. So which is kind of cool. But yeah, man, disciplining, I agree, dude. Like I used to do the same thing with my daughter, but especially my youngest, it was more the tablet thing. I used to take it away from her. And she'd be at my mom's house and my dad's when they go visit grandparents, and I would tell them like, she's in trouble, dude. She's got bad grades or she lied or whatever, and my mom lets her get on the laptop or whatever. She's eating snacks like it's vacation for her, and so she goes back home. So it sucks, man. But I see what you mean about your dad. You're like, dude, we're getting in trouble for trying to
what
do
the heck? I go, what the
I was like, man, where's that energy
I
when I
know,
was
man.
younger?
Just,
Jeez.
you know, and then they get mad because, you know, my situation with fast food joints and all that. So
Yeah.
I have a nephew that lives with my parents, and they're always buying them McDonald's, you know. And my kids will,
Your parents buy it for them?
my parents sometimes get him McDonald's, and if my kids are there, oh, they can't eat McDonald's. Because I tell them, no, that's fine. I'll make them a burger. But my dad's like, why you take away McDonald's? It's not that I'm taking away McDonald's. It's just that they realize what's in the McDonald's burger, so that's why they don't eat it.
So do you teach them like?
Yeah. Oh, I taught them, dude.
Oh, okay.
I thought my kids were gonna give me a hard time on doing this transition to the real foods.
Yeah.
You could say. No. As soon as I showed them that video where this lady had a Big Mac stored in a closet since 1989, and it hasn't rotten, dude.
Oh, damn.
I know. So I told my kids, he goes, "You want to keep eating that?" They goes, "You know what?" My oldest right away said, how crazy is that it hasn't rotten? Imagine what it's doing to your body. I go, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they picked up. I mean, it was kind of hard at the beginning, but they eventually, you know, it's hard because we have to look at the ingredients
Yeah.
but eventually now, you know, we're going on a little over 2 years now, and it's been good, man. It's been good, and I mean, I'm glad my kids didn't give me a hard time. That was one thing I thank God that they didn't give me a hard time, and they just went with it. And yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I
Crazy.
mean, I agree. I think it goes hand in hand with what we teach our kids.
oh, yeah.
I think for the most part, I tell the girls and I give them credit where it's due, and that's very important.
Yeah.
Guys, that's a lesson. Make sure instead of being so hard on your kids, because you know we understand, especially us older folk, like going into our 40s, we understand how our parents were, especially in the Hispanic upbringing, like we talked about. Don't be so hard on your kids, man. Just because we were hard on, that just teaches us how to be with our own kids now, because it's different how it was back then. So I believe that it's very important, man. This is like intellectually and emotionally, you want to give your kids credit to where it's due.
right.
A lot of what I remember as a kid growing up was I didn't get a lot of credit, man. That was one thing
yeah,
that I had to deal with when I became an adult. I was very angry in my early 20s. My mom used to always be like, oh, you're just like your dad, and it just made it worse. But I think it had a lot to do with the way my parents were towards me. I had very little freedom. They're very strict. I get the whole strict thing. You know, they're trying to lead me in the right direction. But it was just, there's a level of like being strict and let me be a kid. Like I grew up to be an adult real quick. I remember being 15, 16 years old saying I couldn't wait to be an adult. Honestly, I remember saying that to my mom because I got tired of the way they were raising me. Anyways, so I would say give your kids credit to where it's due. So if you know they did well on a project or a report card, tell them, hey, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Something like that. I promise you. That meant a lot to me to hear. When I did hear it, I heard it very little. I'm telling you guys,
Yeah.
very little. And I wish my mom and dad would tell me that more when I was younger. They try to tell me now, being almost 40, and it kind of like doesn't really resonate as much as it should have been when I was
you're
a
a kid,
teenager.
yeah, teenager. Yeah.
So tell your kids that you're proud of them when it's due. Like if they earned it, like, hey, tell them you're proud of them, man. They will remember that. I promise you guys. Again, if they're not up to par to your standards, whatever you have for their lives, then you got to correct that as well and explain it to them. Like walk them through it. Tell them why and what you see to them and potential. Don't just point out the negative. Don't just be like, you're so stupid, man. You're just like your dad. You're just like, don't just make them belittle them either. You definitely don't want to do that, dude. They will remember those things. Don't try to compare them, make it seem like they're an idiot. Why are they even here? They're not going to amount to anything. Don't tell them that. I had that told to me in high school. I'm telling you right now, it hit me hard. And I think that's where a lot of the anger got built up in my senior year. My mom gave up on me. My dad didn't really care. Honestly, they didn't. And I mean, I love them to death now. They're so much more better people. But back then, it was terrible.
Hey.
So I don't want that for anybody, man. Just be good to your kids, dude. Just tell them you're proud of them when it's due. And if it's not, correct them. Walk them through it. Explain to them why. Whether you don't want them to be like you growing up or you just have a much better future for them that you see in them, And then tell them, dude, like, hey, you're very talented. You're very smart. You can do it. Just push yourself. Don't give up. And you got to like teach them those things mentally so they understand what hard work really looks like and what the rewards come from that. So I would just advise parents who are struggling with their kids. I mean, I would just maybe think about that. Honestly, man, it goes a long way. And I'm just speaking from experience.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that you brought up the whole thing with the eating habits. So what made you want to get at them into eating right, man? I mean, you started them young.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they were getting sick constantly, man.
Oh, okay.
Constantly. Every other week they were getting sick. I go, what the heck? So I went on YouTube, looked it up, and that's when it started. And I go, you know what? I'm going to give this a chance. I'm going to try it about 6 months, see what happens. I literally switch everything over to real ingredient type foods.
Like naturals, organic.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, dude, we seen a difference within the 2 months.
I mean, did they transition pretty well?
Yeah,
as far as
they did. It was funny, dude, because we would go to Sprouts, and my smallest, he's 8.
Yeah.
You can see him reading the ingredients, and a lot of people think that would be pretty cool because, dude, he's a small kid.
Yeah, you don't see kids.
Yeah, and he's there rating it.
Yeah.
And I remember there was this lady. She asked me, she goes, because they're into. He goes, yeah, I kind of gave him that McDonald's video. She goes, oh, I've seen that before, and it's scary. I go, yeah. So I showed him the video. I told them we're gonna have some changes here, and they did not give me a hard time. Even for the water, I usually don't drink from plastic water bottles anymore.
Yeah, it's getting bad now with that.
Yeah, so I put a filtration system at my house, and then I have the reverse osmosis water now on my house, so I get water from there, clean water.
Nice.
But yeah, at the beginning, I really thought they were gonna give me a hard time, and no, the lady told me that she tried to do that for her daughter, and she said that her daughter couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I get it. It's hard, dude, because you have to switch everything over. So
the ingredients are getting more artificial, dude.
Yeah.
It's putting a lot of more crazy stuff they're using, like in
especially
industrial stuff.
Yeah,
like
hot chips. Those are the worst. All that red 40 that's in there.
Yeah.
Trust me, it affects. If your son or daughter has autism.
Okay.
I guarantee if you switch their diet to like just give them in the morning just 2 eggs. And they did a study on this, man. And they gave this kid 2 eggs every morning, and then they gave him a steak for lunch for 2 weeks straight. They saw a massive improvement on the kid, dude.
Wow.
I mean, people don't believe it, but I mean, there's studies out there do that.
Oh yeah, do your research for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, and that's. How about you? Are you strict with them on snacks and all that?
The only reason why we started doing that, me and my wife, because we started seeing how, especially with girls, because I have girls, them gaining weight. That was the thing, dude. I was like, okay, they're going to struggle with this because, when you're young, you want to usually metabolism's pretty high, so you're usually thinner. But if you're getting big at a young age, it's going to be harder as you get older. Yeah. And emotionally, it's going to start getting to you. So that was my fear for them because I could see how it like affected my wife. My wife went through a whole weight loss thing, and she always talks about it. And so we try to teach the girls the same thing because they don't think about it. They're just like snacking like crazy. And we're like, hey, dude, like this is already like your second bag of chips, or you're eating again, and all they're eating is junk and fried this, and they want to go out and eat here. And so it's just not good for you. And then, they're getting big, and we're telling them like, hey, man, your gut's showing. Like, what do you. So that was my biggest thing with them. So I tell my wife, I was like, as long as you cook like vegetable foods, we'll eat it. Right. Like something with vegetables, because that was even my thing too. And so we started transitioning, not eating out so much. Maybe if we do eat out, it's like once a week. We'll do takeout because everybody works.
Right. That's the thing. Especially when you have your kids in sports, it's very hard. Like for me, it's very difficult because I work Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
And my kids, they have either practice or games Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
So it's very hard, but I mean, I try my best on cooking them something quick, something good. But most of the time, we just end up eating fruit.
Yeah, you have to have like standby snacks, like fruit's good, or PB and J. I think it's good too. I think all that stuff is cool. So
yeah, it's just very difficult, especially when in sports. Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, I've been through all that too. Okay, so I think another one we want to touch on when it comes to parenting, let's kind of fast forward a little bit, is how this affects your relationship when having kids. So we believe it's very important to make it a custom, guys, when you have kids. Make time for your significant other. I think it comes too easy to where everything is about the kids, especially when they're young. Like Nick was saying, sports, we dealt with that, my wife and I. Monday through Friday sports, even on the weekends sometimes it's games, and then it's like resets again the following week. And then you're just wanting to go home and sleep, and then you forget that your girl or your man is like, okay, we have needs as well, and then you guys start growing distant. That can easily happen. That's scary, and you're wondering why you guys are arguing so much because you're always tired. The kids are, forgetting this, forgot my shoes, forgot my this, forgot my that. So it's hard. And then you start growing apart. So it's very important somewhere in the middle, you guys, if anything, man, do it once a month. Once a month, find time for you and your significant other to go on a date.
Don't use the kids as an excuse. Them kids. Honestly.
Oh, man.
It's just very difficult because I do see other parents out there that have more kids.
Yeah.
And they're busy up to Saturday, especially if they do travel ball.
Yeah.
That's all the way till Sunday.
Yeah.
Don't use your kids as an excuse. Them kids for a little bit. Take them to mom and dad. Take them to your sister, your brother, to somebody.
Yeah.
Take your spouse out. Maybe once, if you can, once a month, once every other month.
Yeah.
But don't use your kids as an excuse. Them kids.
I think minimum once a month, man, because anything more than that, you guys are just going to start separating. But what me and my wife used to do, we used to try to at least, if it's going to be more than a month, we'd plan, like, at least let's get a hotel and stay the night somewhere. If it's going to be that long that we're going on a date, especially when the schedule's busy schedule.
Oh, yeah.
Because you want to make it worth it, make it count, man. Spend the night, plan it out. You guys are going to go have drinks, go out to dinner, spend the night together, do your thing, and then come home. You guys feel good. At least you're keeping the love and romance there, and then you guys go back at it with your kids. But it's very important, guys. That was the main thing that we wanted to talk about with parenting is do not forget about each other.
Do not forget. Yeah, that's
very
work. Important.
It takes work. It takes a team for a man, a dad, and a mom to work together to raise girls, boys, both. You guys need each other. I give single parents props, man.
Oh, yeah.
Who do this on their own.
I have a lot of people that I know that are single parents. And they try their best, and then especially if they're going through child support, that's one thing where it's up for the guy.
Right.
It's hard. It's like your situation. I'm not trying to. I'm just saying, just you're one of the people that I know that's going. It's hard, but you're out there doing it for your daughter, man.
It is. It sucks. At first, I did take it like that. I was very selfish, but as and it takes time. But I don't want to touch on it too much. But it did take time for me and my daughter's mom, because I do have from a previous relationship, my youngest daughter. It took time, but I understood after a while. This is for her. This is for her best interest,
right?
And we're gonna have to work together one way or another.
So whether you like it or not, right?
Yeah, whether we like it or not. So I would say again, don't want to pass by this too quickly, but for single parents, props to you guys, man, especially the dads who are raising girls by themselves, dude.
Oh yeah, that's very, very difficult. I have a buddy that has 4 girls single, and he has them all in she has 2 in volleyball and then 2 on softball.
Yeah.
So he's always busy.
Much credit to you, man. Much credit to you. You have my hats off to you, brother. And then to the mothers who are raising kids by themselves. Yeah. You guys are warriors already as it is. I can't do half the things that you guys do as mothers. So all credit to you guys who still have a full-time job or who are trying to go to school.
Yeah.
And raising your kids, take them to school every day, making dinners, clean the house. You guys are saints for doing stuff like that. So your kids will remember that, guys. So I know it gets hard. It gets very hard. We're only humans. It's exhausting. But we are telling you that we appreciate you guys, man. You guys are doing it, damn thing. You guys are doing the best for your kids you possibly can do for them. And they will notice it one day. It's one thing that I've learned growing up, being an adult, having my own kids. As much as I complain about how my parents were raising me, I look at them and I talk to them as like, look, they did the best that they knew. They know how. I don't know how my grandpa and grandpa, which is their parents, treated them. So they were just learning from what they knew best to teach us, and then we take from their teachings to teach our kids and just pass it on from generation to generation. So if anything, I just give them props for doing the best they could, honestly.
Yeah. That's all we could do. Now we're the ones that are, up in the stage and trying to teach our kids now.
Yeah, it's our job to set our kids for the next generation to come when they have their own kids later on. But yeah, it's our jobs to, now that we're kind of like, I think for millennials is we're in the point. So we're kind of like in between the old school stuff and the new school stuff. So we know now what the future can look like for our kids if they don't make the right decisions. So it's up to us, I believe, to teach them, you do this is how it's going to be. And we're just keeping it real. You mess up, you're going to jail, dude. There's not going to playing around. Like, don't take this lightly, So I think it's our job just to be straightforward with our kids. Almost like if, you don't want to be like a friend with them, like cool, but just be hard on them is because it's tough love. That's, because we know it's just the real world out there is scary now. There's theft, there's stealing, crazy, there's all kind of crazy stuff, bullying. And we just want to teach our kids how to be smart and how to be wise as we learn how to be parents and raise them as best as we can. I don't know if there was any parenting topics you want to touch on?
Well, I mean, for the single people that are dating and have kids,
okay,
that's one thing where make sure you find the right guy or girl before you introduce them to your kids. Because you don't want to be that person that goes through one guy, through another guy, through another, and your kids are catching up and realizing that you're a skunka.
Mama? How many moms do I got? How many dads?
I know. Just be careful, because that leads to mental health for the kids, especially at a young age. Just don't introduce any guy or girl to your kids.
Yeah.
Make sure it's serious. Make sure it's
he or she's the one.
Yeah, because you don't want your kids to go through that.
Yeah.
You know, I know people where they're going through this right now as we speak, and it's very difficult.
It is. Yeah.
It's you could easily mess up their minds, and easily they could, they're in their 20s now, and they're thinking, well, my mom went through how many guys in how many years?
Yeah.
I mean,
they can turn on you, believe it or not.
Oh yeah.
If you wonder why they're so angry now, why they're so depressed, I mean,
just take a break.
Yeah.
I mean, the men are gonna be there, the women are gonna be there. Take a break. Slow down. Focus on your kids. If you didn't focus on them when they were younger, focus on them right now.
Yeah.
Now they're adults. It's not too late.
Yeah.
Just focus on them. Catch up with them. I mean, listen to your kids.
Yeah. That's important.
Listen to, especially if they're in their 20s, 30s. I mean, listen to your kids. Because if you've gone through 1, 2, 3, 4 relationships and your kids seen all that, skonka, stop. Stop.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah.
Stop being a sucia.
Whoa.
A certified sucia.
Damn, that's a new one.
There you go. Hey, make sure you put it right here. Certified sucia.
Oh, you don't want that stabbed.
That was a little worse than the
Certified scones.
Yeah. So
Or cochina.
a cochina. Just stop. I mean, the men are gonna be there. The especially if the guy cheated on you. Stop.
Oh,
don't go after the guy that cheated or the woman that cheated. Just stop.
Oh man.
Focus on your kids.
Yeah, this goes hand in hand with the dating, the online dating that we talked about in the last episode. If you guys haven't seen that episode, watch it. We talk about this a lot with being careful who you introduce your kids to, guys. It's very important, man. I think it's on a serious note, it's very important who your kids are introduced to, because there is such thing as adolescence and how kids deal with things mentally.
Right.
Kids are wanting to destroy themselves over something simple, man. You don't want to set them up for stuff like that. Don't ignore the signs.
Nope, don't.
And take the time to talk to them. We get so caught up in work and everyday life, and especially if you're single, like what Nick was saying, you're so focused on trying to find the person when we forget about our own kids. Yeah. But we still got to prioritize them as much as we can, guys, because they are going to be the ones that are going to represent us as parents, and how they act is going to reflect a lot of how you are as a parent, honestly.
Yeah, you don't want to be that parent that had their kids in their house, and then for whatever reason, and you're trying to chase for love or whatever, and you ignore your kids. Now your boyfriend or girlfriend left you, and your kids left you. Now you're all alone in the house.
Yeah.
Don't just focus on your kids. It's just it definitely affects them, especially when they're young. I mean, just take a break, take a breather. The salchichas will always be there.
Yeah.
Just focus on your kids.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying. Listen to them. Other than that, AJ?
I think we're good, man. I think it's a good parenting topic. Hopefully covered as much as we could. But again, to every style of parent that's out there, singles, you guys.
And then again, just to clarify things, this is just based on our opinion.
There you go.
Yeah, we don't want you to, on our DMs. Well, I mean, just based on our opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and if they want to do go ahead. We're just giving you guys.
And honestly, we're just sharing our personal experience. So, because we have kids too. So parenting is not easy. No matter how you look at it. They make all kinds of books for stuff. I mean, nobody can teach you how to raise your kids. You are going to be the one to know how your kid really is. Nobody can tell you how to raise your child one way or another. You just have the best interest for them. Listen to them.
Yeah.
Discipline them when needed. Talk them through things when needed. Credit them when needed.
Yes.
Promise you guys, it goes a long way for your child when they worked hard, because they're all about pleasing That's
oh yeah.
one thing we don't realize is as kids they look forward to like being excited to show us something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you know, whether it's a good grade or they scored a perfect score on a test.
Yeah, I mean, I have my son, dude.
Yeah.
There was one time where he wasn't swinging right, so I kind of taught him how to do it, and he would always tell me, "Oh, it doesn't feel right." It goes, "It's not that it doesn't feel right. It's just you have to do it this way."
Yeah.
So finally got him, to do it the way he's supposed to, and he's doing much better. And I told him, "Look,
talking about for baseball."
Yeah,
right?
baseball.
Okay.
And I goes, "Look, all you have to do is listen.
Yeah.
I get you have your questions and your opinion. I get it, but just listen to me. I know more or less something about baseball, so yeah, he's doing a lot better. But
I'm sure that made him excited, right?
Yeah,
to finally
dude.
do something right.
Oh yeah,
that's what
like
I'm saying. So
I used to get on him like, oh, not like that. So, but I kind of had to step back and go, okay, he's learning the sport still. That's cool.
Yeah.
So you got to be very patient. That patience is the number one key here as a parent.
Yeah.
Be very patient.
All right, guys. Well, that'll wrap up today's episode on parenting. Feel free to write your comments, concerns. I mean, we want to hear from you guys. We are available on every platform, as we mentioned: Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music,
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You want to send us a message? Feel free to slide into our DMs.
Yes.
Just any questions, concerns, just go ahead. Feel free. Any questions. We'll try to answer it as best as possible.
So we have full episodes of this every Monday and every Thursday, guys. We thank you so much for those who have been liking and watching our videos and showing the love and support. It means a lot to us, guys. Appreciate it. So that'll wrap up today's episode. Until next time, we are Elevated Mindcast. I'm AJ.
My name is Nick. Sky to the sea, baby.
Have a blessed day, guys.